But seriously, as HR directors, as HR leaders, this is my purpose, is to educate you about what employees want. And you know this, because over on the right is life. This mezzanine of colors, this cornucopia of opportunity. Yet in the organization, what happens? You're told to paint in the one color of a paint can. That's not right. Our employees want to be painting in all colors. They want to collaborate like we do in life. So ask yourself this question: how do we solve problems? Is it, other than the Rubik's Cube and Sudoku, do we like it like this all the time? Or perhaps maybe we should be asking the question as HR leaders, how should we be solving problems in our organization? Another question I ask, is engagement, i.e. employee engagement, an isolated event like this? Feels hard, pushing the ball bearing up a mountain. Or is it perhaps to be done collaboratively? So, when you're feeling alone and you're feeling like it feels really heavy to do this stuff, don't you feel it's a lot like jail in your organization? And that is ultimately the second point here. Now, John McCloy, who was assisting the Allies when we were sort of repatriating Europe during World War II, as they were going across the land and they started to enter Germany, he remembered Rothenburg ob der Tauber, which essentially goes by Rothenburg. Anyone been there? Show of hands. It is this wonderful medieval town that was created sort of in the 1300s. And what he did was said, should we obliterate this town, or maybe we should preserve this for generations to come? So instead of obliterating, what did he do? He reached out to his German compatriot who was looking after Rothenburg, Klaus, Colonel Klaus, and said, might we preserve this? Might we reach across the barriers? Might we say, even though you've got, with Himmler and Hitler, march until the death orders, might we work together to save something? And this lovely town, which you should go see, is still there. And McCloy, after the war, was named the Honorable Protectorate of Rothenburg by reaching across the boundaries. That's our job as leaders, to do something that might not be the norm. So I think leaders, first of all, need to instill the connected leader attributes, where metaphorically, every one of us are part of the roots in the ground. Those are the becoming attributes. The trunk of the tree, which is the sturdy, let's get things done, to then create beauty, which is the going beyond attributes. And there's 15 of them. We need not get into them today. But if you were to instill these behaviors across all of your people, then they start singing from the same choir sheet, to mix a metaphor. Now, this is the hygiene piece. Every day, if a leader or the team were to instill the CLAM, the Collaborative Leader Action Model, start every day at 1 o'clock in every one of your actions. Connect with people. Okay, who needs to be here? All right, let's consider our options. Have we done this before? Have they done it before? Where's IT? Should we consider this? Then decide, it doesn't have to be consensual, by the way, and communicate what that decision was. Then go and do it, so you create. Come back and say, whoa, did we do what we said we were going to do, i.e. confirm? And then what we miss, sadly, in much of our organizations is to congratulate, to celebrate the effort. That's the 6 C's of the CLAM. So together, if you were to do this flat army, paying homage to the Latin term armada, i.e. army, where it comes from armada. Armada is a flotilla of vessels floating together, flat, still with a captain, but working together. Because ultimately, I think we are born to work together. I don't know about you, but I used to get up when I was 6 and 7 and 8, and I'd go out on the street, and I'd play hide and seek with the kids in the street. And that hide and seek, how was it created? It was created together. There wasn't the bully or the Dan. There were 8 or 10 of us. It mixed up. And we came up with the rules. What was the timelines? What were the boundaries? Who's it first? That's what we're used to. We're like this girl because we're born to be part of something. We see all these rules, and we say, oh, I'm just going to blow past that sign, and I'm going to go to the beach with my dog. Or in an unstaged shot, we will climb on the pipe, won't we? Catherine Switzer in 1967 faked her name into the entry of the Boston Marathon because women weren't allowed in the Boston Marathon at that time. But when the organizer saw her running, he went after her. That's the chap in the suit behind her, in the black suit. And a coil of men circled Catherine and said, no, she will complete the race. This is the right thing to do. So it requires conviction, both on behalf of the Catherines of this world and the supporters of Catherine. This type of open leadership needs a new perspective. Must we keep killing the bull? And history tells us it requires belief, doesn't it? We can break down the wall.